afternoon and welcome to Minnetonka for the season opener for the Champlin Park Rebels baseball team. The Rebels take on the Minnetonka Skippers. Skippers 1-0 out of the gate. They beat Buffalo to start the season 10-3 the final score. A couple of ranked teams coming in here, both in the top 20 in the brand new 4A poll. Remember, this year baseball moved to 4 classes, and of course these teams compete at the 4A level. And Minnetonka, high expectations this year, a very good ball club, outstanding pitching, but the Rebels feature very good pitching and hope to build on quite a year ago when they went deep in the section playoffs. They have a number of returners and good solid pitching. We expect a good ball game on this chilly day in Minnetonka today. 43 degrees officially. We've had some light sprinkles here and there, but with the field turf facility at Minnetonka, it shouldn't be much of a problem. Teams getting loose on the field. Of course, Minnetonka taking their warm-up tosses, and their starting pitcher today, big right-hander Jimmy Ramsey, and they feature a lot of hard throwers. There's no question about that. They have a bunch of guys that can bring it high 80s, low 90s, but the Rebels have an outstanding pitching staff as well. Let's take a look at the lineup today for the Rebels. Cole Albers will start at shortstop. Zach Loven will be in right field. Riley Johnson in center. The cleanup spot, first base, Eric Pearson. Out in left, Aaron Klepner. Of course, Rebels basketball fans know senior Aaron Klepner had a great year for the boys basketball team. Sam Goodwin will be the starting pitcher. The big lefty will DH as well in that DH spot. The catcher, Derek Smith. Jeff Walagi in the 8th spot at second base. And, of course, for the Rebels in the number 9 spot is Hunter Yerkes. We're just about underway. First pitch of the ball game coming up, and it is a called strike. Our home plate umpire today, Mike Fioravanti and Chuck Hollenbeck on the bases. The 0-1 pitch hit in the air to left. This could go for extra bases all the way to the wall and down into the corner, and it'll be a stand-up double to start the 2016 season for the Rebels for Cole Albers. Solid double to left, and the Rebels are in business. So Jimmy Ramsey on that 0-1 pitch comes right down the middle, and Albers delivers a solid double to left field. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Zach Loven. Loven, of course, a junior, and is one of those guys expected to swing the bat. He'll dig in from the left side against the right-hander Ramsey. Ramsey checks the runner. Here's a solid hit on the first pitch to center. It's going to be run down by Shoemaker for the first out, and that'll chase Albers back to second base. So one away, allowed out by Loven. That'll bring up Riley Johnson, the Rebels center fielder. So 3 pitches and 2 solid strokes. Unfortunately, an out. Runner at second base in Albers. Rebels just underway on this chilly Thursday afternoon in Minnetonka. Minnetonka, as we mentioned, highly touted to begin this season, ranked number 3. The Rebels come in ranked number 16 to start the season. There's a pitch from Ramsey, called strike. 0-1 the count. Once again, leadoff double for Albers. And then the loud line out to center for Loven. Ramsey checks the runner. Way up high. 1-1 now the count. Waiting on deck, Eric Pearson, the first baseman. Champlin Park happy to get the season underway. You can only practice so long in the cold. You might as well play a ball game in the chilly weather today. Once again, on and off rain, but it's been hit and miss. Doesn't look like we're going to get rained out. Here's one slapped on the ground towards second. Tough play for the first baseman, Steiger. He tosses to the pitcher. Not in time. And moving over to third base is Albers. This was a tough chance for Steiger to come in, and then the pitcher was there, Ramsey, late. And that's going to go as an infield hit for Johnson. Now runners at the corners and 1 out. And Eric Pearson, the first baseman, digs in. Pearson, a senior. big kid, open stance. Ramsey trying to dance out of trouble for the Skippers here in the first. No score, one away. That one's fouled back to the screen. He had a good cut. And you know they're right on it when they follow it straight back, and he did that time. So a chance for the Rebels to get on the board here in their first at-bat of the 2016 season. Of course, we talked about Minnetonka winning their opener 10-3 over Buffalo. And they're going to rely on good pitching this year. Ramsey delivers down low. And an easy steal for Riley Johnson as he moves down to second base. That was a clean steal, didn't even draw a throw. So the Rebels now really in business with one away, and runners at second and third. They got Albers at third, Johnson at second, and the batter is Eric Pearson. A 1-1 count. Jimmy Ramsey from the stretch. Lanky right-hander delivers, and this one's inside. 2-1 now the count. And Aaron Kleppner, the left fielder, waiting on deck for the Rebels. Champlin Park, of course, looking forward to getting this season underway. And here's Ramsey's pitch. Oh, got the outside corner, close pitch. 2-2 now the count. And what's nice about the field here at Minnetonka is they've got an overhang for the spectators so they can stay out of the light rain. There is a breeze blowing from the right field corner over toward the left field corner. So where we're sitting behind home plate, not too bad. And Ramsey's pitch. Low and away. Count goes full, 3-2. Albers at third. Johnson at second base. So a big pitch coming up here for Jimmy Ramsey. Catcher Ben Lavorsi drops down the sides. And Ramsey checks the runner. He comes to the plate. This one's nub foul. Count rides along at 3-2. And as you try and get 20 games in, dancing around the raindrops and snow showers this time of year, if you can play, you play. And once again, a great field turf facility here at Minnetonka. It'll absorb a lot of rain. And Ramsey's pitch. This one's lifted in the air to right center field. Genzer will track it down for the out. The runner tags from third and scores the first run of the season for the Rebels. Sac fly RBI for Pearson on a loud out to right center field. And now a 2 away and a runner at third base and Riley Johnson. He went back on the ball beautifully, and his throw is way too late to get Albers, so he scores. RBI to Pearson, and now Aaron Kleppner with a chance to drive in a run. A runner at third base, and nobody out. Jimmy Ramsey has given up a couple of hits. That loud leadoff double for Albers turns into a run scored. There's a fastball that catches the outside of the plate. That popped the mitt. Ramsey, of course, not too happy giving up that opening run here. 6'7", 220-pounder. He winds and delivers. Way up high, 1-1 now the count. Kleppner, of course, big part of the Champlin Park Rebels boys basketball team that made a run to the state runner-up spot a couple of years ago and went to the section semifinals this year. That's a called strike now. 1-2 to Kleppner. And this is an unusual facility because just about everything here is actually field turf. Oh, big fastball. Blows away Kleppner, first strikeout of the game, but the Rebels get a run on 2 hits after a half inning of play. Champlin Park leads it 1-0. Minnetonka coming to bat here on QCTV and QCTV.org. Steve Thompson joining in. Tip of the cap to our crew today on this chilly day. Making it out. This game was originally scheduled to start at 6:30, and they moved it up due to the weather. That I figured it would be a chilly night. I can't imagine starting this one tonight at 6:30. I think it was a good call to move the start time up, and we're glad that you could join us here on this Thursday afternoon. Champlin Park, they have a tough schedule this year. There's no question about it. Champlin Park is going to be challenged. A very good conference. Maple Grove, of course, figures to be outstanding. Osseo, a very good team as well. So big challenge for the Rebels. And, of course, it starts with this game against Minnetonka today. Minnetonka was scheduled to play Maple Grove on Tuesday. Another one of those teams that figures to be outstanding this season. Let's take a look at that Skippers lineup for today. Kuzma will be at shortstop. Steiger at second base, batting third. Brush down at first. The cleanup batter, the pitcher, Big Jimmy Ramsey. Ben Levorisky, the catcher, is fifth. Batting sixth, Pearson Pass over at third. The right fielder, Jake Jenser, bats seventh. Nate Shoemaker, the center fielder, is eighth. And T.J. Rogers, the left fielder, bats ninth for Minnetonka. Defensively for Champlin Park in the outfielder, Kleppner in left. Johnson in center, Loven in right. Yerks at third, Albers at short. Walagi at second, Pearson at first. In the battery today, of course, Sam Goodman, the pitcher, a left-hander. And, of course, the catcher for the Champlin Park Rebels, the outstanding Derek Smith. So Goodman and Smith today. And anytime you can throw a lefty out there, and you can figure Goodman's going to be a big part of it. A nice article today in the Champlin Dayton Press, next edition. Matt Davis, who does a good job for Sun newspapers, talked about the starting pitchers, and he's absolutely right. And Sam Goodman is going to be a big part of it if the Rebels are going to build on what was a very solid season a year ago. And, of course, they had a number of very good ball players move on from that team. But Champlin Park, high expectations this year. And he takes his final warm-up toss, and we're just about ready to go at the bottom of the first inning here. Once again, Champlin Park and Minnetonka in the season opener here on QCTV. Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. Once again, it looks like the raindrops have stopped. It's just been very intermittent light rain, and the winds will pick up from time to time, and then they'll die down. And to lead it off for Minnetonka, shortstop Jack Kuzma against Sam Goodman. Goodman's first pitch of the ball game, a little high. Ball 1-0. Kuzma, 6-foot senior. For Paul Twangy, quite a guy. Paul Twangy has been around for a long time. Of course, a staple here in Minnetonka for many years, but has coached at all levels. There's a fastball called strike at the knees, now 1-1 the count to Jack Kuzma, the leadoff man for the Skippers. Once again, Sam Goodman, the lefty for the Rebels. Lines and deals. That one misses outside. That was one behind. Count goes to 2-1 now. Goodman, the senior. Down in the dirt. That one skips back to the screen, and it's unusual. Not dirt here. It is field turf, so easy to maintain. I was talking to the Minnetonka staff, and they said this is due for replacement. This field turf facility has been in place for 10 years, and it's time. They're going to get a brand new turf in here. And there's one upstairs and a leadoff walk for Kuzma. And that'll bring Gus Steiger to the plate, the second baseman. So a leadoff walk given up by Goodman and Minnetonka with a little early threat. Of course, the Rebels started out their ball game with a big ringing double by Albers, and that one was way upstairs. And on these cold days, you hear it from time to time, no matter what the level is that it is hard for pitchers to get a feel of the ball. Now, granted, here in Minnesota, they work out all the time in the cold, but nevertheless, in game conditions, it's not ideal. It's hard to get a good grip. Steiger shows bunt. That's a called strike, 0-1. Runner down at first is Kuzma. Bottom of the first, Champlin Park leading Minnetonka in the season opener. Second game of the year for Minnetonka. This is the first week of play allowed by the Minnesota State High School League. Goodman's pitch, bunted high in the air toward the backstop. Smith gives chase, but he can't get there. And there's ample territory around home plate here in Minnetonka. And well padded, plenty of good footing. And Smith made a good effort at it. And now Steiger in that 0-2 hole. Runner down at first is Kuzma. And of course, he's not going to straighten too far with the lefty Goodman on the mound. There's a fastball way upstairs. 1-2 now, the count. Minnetonka, one of the favorites in this part of the Twin Cities, and you figure many of the top teams in the state are going to come out of this part of the metro. Good baseball just down the road in Eden Prairie, out of Chanhassen, an outstanding program. So Minnetonka, out of the Lake Conference, is going to face a battle just like Champlin Park in the Northwest Suburban. 2-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Big strike out there for Goodman. On the play, Kuzma goes down to second base. So with one away and a runner on second. The batter is going to be Aaron Brush, a first baseman. Brush digs in, 6'2", 205-pound junior for the Minnetonka Skippers. He'll dig in from the right side. 320 down the left field line, 325 down to right, 375 in center, and 380 to the right field power alley. There's a pitch that skips away, and it's going to allow Kuzma to move all the way to third base. I don't know if that's going to go as a pass ball or a wild one, but nevertheless, that one gets away from the catcher, Smith, and allows the Skippers to get a runner as far as third base with one away. So now Goodman in a jam. Rebels leading at 1-0. They got a run and a sac fly. That one skips back to the screen. Will this score a run? It does. And the game is tied. So two wild ones in a row allow Kuzma to go from second to third and then from third to home. And Brush is still standing at the plate looking at a 2-0 count. We are tied at a run apiece. Once again, I think that probably gets back to a damp day and just a feel. There's moisture on the turf, so the ball gets wet, and it's just a little harder for the pitcher to control. And Kuzma scores the first run of the game. There's a good high fastball to Aaron Brush. He can't catch up with it. 2-1 now the count. Aaron Brush, a first baseman. Nobody aboard. And that's a called strike 3. Second strikeout in a row for Goodman. One swinging, one walking. And now with nobody aboard and 2 away, that'll bring up the pitcher, Jimmy Ramsey. Boy, he's a big kid. He's a starting pitcher today for the Skippers. And 6'7", 220 pounds, left-handed batter against the left-handed pitching Sam Goodman. And Goodman delivers a fastball. He's got a big strike zone, and he got that fastball over. 0-1 the count. That one misses away, 1-1. Certainly don't want to get hit by a pitch on a chilly day like today. Never fun to get hit by a pitch, but certainly on a day like today. We're in the low 40s, bit of a breeze, off and on light rain. That high fastball from Goodwin. Gets by Ramsey. So now Goodman within a pitch of getting out of the first. We're tied at 1 apiece. Little off-speed pitch, misses outside. Count moves to 2-2. Once again, first year 4A baseball. Of course, both these teams participate in the new 4A. That one misses away now, 3-2. And I know why they do it. I think the coaches are trying to find fairness. I know the high school league is a big fan of more state tournament experiences for kids. Oh, fastball. Catches Ramsey. So after giving up a run, Goodman strikes out the side after one. We're tied at one. Champlin Park in Minnetonka. Second inning coming up in a moment.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Welcome back to Minnetonka on this chilly Thursday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us on QCTV Sports. Big thanks to our crew rearranging their schedules to get here. I know we were scheduled for 6:30 tonight, and instead we get her going a little early today because of the weather at 4:30. It looks like the skies have lightened up a little bit here, and we haven't seen raindrops in a while. We still got a breeze once again from the right field corner over toward the left field corner. We move on to inning number 2. For the Rebels, it'll be the pitcher, Sam Goodman, the catcher, Derek Smith, and the second baseman, Jeff Walagi, to face inning number 2 of work for big right-handed pitcher, Jimmy Ramsey. Rebels 1 run, 2 hits. The Skippers, 1 run, no hits in that first inning, and a good start for Goodman as he struck out the side. They ran into a little control problems on the way to giving up that run back in the bottom of the first inning. Of course, gave up the leadoff walk, and that's never a good thing. And then a stolen base by Kuzma. Then back-to-back wild pitches allowed Kuzma to score. But then Goodman buckled down and got the final 3 outs of the inning. Here's Ramsey's fastball, strike 1 to Sam Goodman. And what they do is Goodman's the pitcher today, but they've also got the DH spot there. So if they change pitchers, they don't lose that spot. Goodman can continue to bat. That fly ball to left is caught by Rogers. TJ Rogers flags it down, and we have 1 away. 1 up, 1 down, and that's going to bring up catcher Derek Smith. And, of course, Derek Smith, one of the senior leaders of this Rebels team, being recruited by Central Michigan. Outstanding receiver. Plugged into that 7 spot for head coach Corey Davis and the Rebels. Looks at a strike. Swings and misses 0-2, so Ramsey settled in there. After a rocky first inning, of course, Albers led off with a double. Scored on a slack fly to right by Eric Pearson to get the Rebels on the board. This one's fouled back to the screen. Caught the top of the netting. That was headed for the hood of my pickup, I think. They've got a good setup here, though. You're able to tuck yourself in right under a big fence. So the idea of losing a windshield or getting a big dent is not a factor here at Minnetonka. And Smith looks at strike 3, and he's caught looking. Second strikeout of the game for Jimmy Ramsey, the big right-hander for Minnetonka. And that's going to bring up Jeff Walagi, the second baseman for the Rebels. That one skips out of the glove of the catcher, Ben Lavorsi. A little bit high, 1-0 the count. That is a good fastball right down the middle, 1-1. So Jimmy Ramsey trying to get his team back into the dugout. And this is a challenge, you keep your guys fresh on a cold day like this. Get him back in the dugout, get him swinging the bats. There's one hacked away. 2-1 now the count. This one right back to the pitcher, and it's snagged by Ramsey. He caught it in the air. Boy, that was just a reaction play. That right back at him, and he knocks it down. 3 up, 3 down for the Rebels. Boy, put a charge into that one, and it was an easy grab for Ramsey. As a matter of fact, it was in a really good spot for him. So after the Rebels get a run and a couple hits in the first, go 3 up, 3 down in the second, and we head for the bottom of the second inning here at Minnetonka. And we're going to see the catcher Ben Lavorsi, the third baseman Pearson Pass, and the right fielder Jake Genzer. And a nice crowd continues to build on what is a chilly day, and I think the roof is a factor. I think the Minnetonka fans realize that if they do come out, at least they'll be able to stay out of the rain if it does come. They have wonderful facilities here at Champlin Park. Outside the left field foul pole is their football stadium, and you can see their track team working out over there. And they've got a wonderful facility, and then, of course, a field turf baseball facility. I don't know how many of these exist in the state of Minnesota. I really don't. I don't know if there are too many, because this is a big advantage early in the year, and I'm surprised that more teams don't want to get in here and play their games if we've had soggy weather or a long spring. But no question, Minnetonka, beautiful facilities. And of course, Minnetonka High School, if you're not familiar, you take 494 down to 7 and you head out on Highway 7. And it's on the south side of Highway 7, just a great complex. And they have definitely made a big investment in facilities here. And I know there are a number of Legion tournaments that are played here from time to time, and now it looks like we're going to get the Rebels coach Corey Davis out to the mound to talk to Sam Goodman. I don't know if there's an injury issue or if there's some concern with Goodman, but Davis is out there. He didn't throw a lot of pitches in the first, and I don't know if he's feeling out of sorts or what the discussion is all about, or if he needs some more warm-up tosses. But once again, Rebels head coach Corey Davis is done on the mound, and it looks like Goodman's ready to go here in the bottom of the second. Once again, we're tied at 1. Rebels 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Skippers, no runs, or I should say 1 run, no hits and no errors. They were able to scratch across a run in the first inning. Here's Ben Lavorsi, the catcher, finally ready to dig in here in the bottom of the second inning. And the lefty delivers a strike. So whatever the issue was, he is okay and ready to go. Yerkes at third, Albers at short, Walagi at second, Pearson over at first, Smith the catcher, and Goodman the pitcher. There's one high and tight. 1-1 in the outfielder. Klepner in left, Johnson in center, and Loven in right for the Rebels. Of course, after giving up the leadoff walk that turned into a run, Goodman struck out 3 in a row. 1 swinging, 2 looking. So 3 Ks already in the game. That's a strike. 1-2 now the count to catcher Ben Lavorsi for the Skippers. That one misses outside and knocked down by Smith. Now they're going to switch it out. We talked about it. There's been a little bit of moisture. And on this field turf, that ball is going to get wet. And on a chilly day, affect the grip. So I would expect pitchers to probably switch out baseballs as often as they can here. Oh, there's a beauty. Outside corner, strike 3. He struck out 4 in a row, including 3 in a row looking. So Sam Goodman settling into a groove for the Rebels. Look at this pitch right here. You can't beat that. Boy, he painted the black there beautifully, and that's going to bring up Pearson Pass, the third baseman for Minnetonka. Pass, a 5'10", senior. Bats right, throws right. Pierce will play a couple of spots in the infield for the Skippers, over at third and over at second. He is at third base today for their second game of the year. As we mentioned, they are 1-0 already. They got a game in against Buffalo. They had one against Maple Grove, postponed from Tuesday. So they're 1 for 1 getting games in. Of course, they're getting their second in, and the Rebels getting started here today. A couple other games scheduled in the Northwest Suburban. We'll tell you in a moment. Here's a 2-0. That's a called strike to Pass. In the conference today, Blaine at Robbinsdale Armstrong. Coon Rapids a trip out to Stillwater. Those are the scheduled games, and I would assume they're going to get those in. Here's a chopper on the ground to second. Walagi up with it, throw to first in time. Nice play by Walagi. Throw over to first to Pearson. Easy play, 4-3. 2 up, 2 down for Minnetonka. Jake Genzer is going to be the batter.
Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 2.
Genzer, the right fielder. Genzer is 6'1", 185-pound senior. Plays in the outfield, is a backup catcher. Bats right and throws right. Looks at ball 1 from Sam Goodman, who had his forced strikeout streak broken by that ground out to second. Here's a little chopper over toward the Rebels dugout on the third base side. That'll just go as a strike. I have a feeling that one stung Genzer a little bit. That was in on the hands a little bit, and on a cold day like today, it doesn't feel too good. Goodman's been dealing. Other than that leadoff walk, he's been very good. There's an off-speed pitch. That's a called strike. 1-2 now the count. I tell you what, Corey Davis has got to be thrilled with what Sam Goodman's brought today. Got a big left-hander in a groove on a cold day. Goodman's 1-2. Chopped foul, catcher Smith up, throw down to first in time. We're tied at 1, 2 innings in the books. We'll be back to Minnetonka in a moment.
Skippers 1, Champlin Park 1.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back to Minnetonka. Jimmy Ramsey out for his third inning of work, the Minnetonka starter. And it's been a hard-fought game, close game so far, and the Rebels, 1 run, couple of hits. A leadoff double turns into a run on a sac fly. Cole Albers scores that run. Then Minnetonka came back, leadoff walk, couple of wild pitches, turns into a run. Once again, tied at 1, going to the top of the third. Hunter Yerkes leads it off for the Rebels. And Yerkes looks at a strike. That's good. Big Jimmy Ramsey. We talked about it at the top. Ramsey, 6'7", 220-pound junior. And there's a fastball high and outside, 1-1. Good eye there for Yerkes. There's one right down the middle. 1-2 now the count. Champlin Park team brings back a handful of players from a team a year ago that went 12-8 during the regular season, had a good run in the section tournament. And some of these guys also made it to the State Legion tournament. Here's a high foul ball out of play over the Minnetonka dugout on the first base side. 1-2 now the count to Yerkes. Then we'll go to the top of the order. Cole Albers, Zach Loven due up for the Rebels here in the third inning. We haven't seen the wind increase all that much. It's kind of coming fits and starts. Oh, boy. Ramsey blew him away with a fastball there. His third strikeout of the game. And once again, we go to the top of the order and Cole Albers. Once again, Zach Loven. And if we get that far, Riley Johnson for Champlin Park. Albers once again had that booming double into the left field corner to start the game. He came around to score the first run of the season for the Rebels. He looks at a strike. And they've got kind of a short porch over in left field. There's an off-speed pitch 0-2. They've got a little bit lower fence over there. And not that his had a chance to go out, but it got down into the corner in a hurry. Here's another one down the left field line. Albers 2 for 2. This gets all the way into the corner. He'll have an easy stand-up double, and Cole Albers is rolling to start the 2016 season for the Rebels. Couple of doubles on the stat sheet. That's pretty darn good. Zach Loven will come up with one out and a runner at second, and a chance to give the Rebels a lead here in inning number 3. Boy, he just turned on that pitch and drove it into the corner. Almost a carbon copy of his shot to lead off the game. Loven put a sting into one in the first as well. He's 0 for 1. He lined out to center field. So now big Jimmy Ramsey trying to work out of another jam here in the third inning. Set the Rebels down 1-2-3 in the second. Checks the runner, comes to the plate. This one skips back to the screen, and this is going to allow Albers to move up to third base. Oh, and I think it caught him. I think maybe it hit him on the toe. I think we'll. So Loven gets hit by the pitch. And Albers on that hit by pitch will go back to second base. Boy, I don't know. Our replay. I think the Rebels may have got a break there. Of course, here in high school ball, the umpires don't have benefit of replay. I don't think that got Loven. Could be wrong. Once again, Albers back to second on the play. Loven down at first. With runners at first and second and one away, Riley Johnson steps to the plate. Johnson reached by single. Here's one ripped foul down the third baseline. Let's take a look at that pitch again. Boy, I don't know, unless it caught the fabric on his right shin. But very, very close. Rebels will take it, though. Runners at first and second. And one away here in the third. And a chance to grab the lead. Once again, Johnson had that single in the first. He's 1 for 1 today. And the top of the Rebels order doing damage. Here's another one smashed foul over to the Rebels dugout. Look out. And now 0-2 the count. And now the wind has switched a little bit. It's more blowing in from right field. Earlier it was from right field corner to the left field corner. But now we're starting to feel it a little bit more behind home plate. 0-2 pitch on the way from Ramsey. And he steps off. And the runners go back. Albers to second, Loven down at first. We're in the top of the third. Rebels in their season opener at Minnetonka. Here's one lifted in the air, right up the chimney. The catcher, Lavorsi, stays with it. Tough play. That one went right up the chimney. You don't see that very often where that stays within the circle of home plate. Boy, a good job by him to stay with it.
The first baseman, Eric Pearson.
The catcher did a really nice job to stick with that one. So now 2 away. Runners still at first and second, and the batter is Eric Pearson. And he picked up a sac fly RBI to get the Rebels on the board in the first. Pearson, the first baseman, looks at a strike. So Jimmy Ramsey trying to dance out of trouble here in the third inning and keep it a 1-1 ball game. As we pointed out, a couple of teams here in the top 20. Minnetonka, very highly rated at number 3. Rebels at number 16. Here's Ramsey's pitch. This is smashed to right. That'll drive in a run, maybe 2. Albers scores. Loven headed for the plate. He'll score. It's a triple for Eric Pearson, and the Rebels lead it 3-1. Well, he got it over the first baseman, Steiger, and then it went all the way into the corner. And Albers scored easily. Loven scores, and Pearson a 2 RBI triple. And the Rebels lead it 3-1, and a chance now for Aaron Kleppner to drive in a run for the Rebels here in the third. Fastball, strike 1. Ramsey comes over the plate. Well, Eric Pearson. Rebels have a couple of doubles from Cole Albers to the left field corner, and now a triple to the right field corner for Eric Pearson. There's another called strike. 0-2 now the count. Well, the top of the Rebels orb has been able to do damage today at Minnetonka. They've done well against big Jimmy Ramsey. Ramsey from the set. Delivers. This one's chopped off the plate towards second. First baseman over Steiger to the pitcher covering in time. Good play there. Steiger to Ramsey covering, but the Rebels get a couple of runs. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left on base after 2.5. 3-1 Champlin Park over Minnetonka. Well, well, well. Champlin Park playing well, pitching well today in the season opener. And tell you what, head coach Corey Davis and the Rebels have to be feeling pretty good about this. And Minnetonka trying to get these bats going a little bit. They scored a run, but no hit. Leadoff walk from Kuzma. A stolen base, couple of wild pitches. Back-to-back wild pitches allowed Kuzma to move from second to third and then from third to home. And then Rebels starting pitcher Sam Goodman struck out the side. And then Goodman had a very good second inning. So he'll come out for his third inning work in this one. And the Rebels get loose here between innings. That's probably the biggest thing. You want to get out there and run around a little bit and get the blood flowing after sitting in the dugout. Because on a day like today, that wind's blowing right into the Rebels dugout. Probably not affecting the Minnetonka dugout as much today. We've seen, once again, just light sprinkles since the game has started today. But there is a bit of a breeze, and I think the bigger the coat you brought, the better. Today, I've got my ugly old winter coat. I thought this morning I'd throw it in the pickup, and I think it was a pretty good call. All right, here's Sam Goodman to work the bottom of the third inning. And we'll get Nate Shoemaker, TJ Rogers, and back to the top of the order, and Jack Kuzma for the Skippers. Shoemaker digs in, and the first pitch from Goodman swung on and missed. Shoemaker, 6'2 junior, 185 pounds, plays in the outfield, also does some pitching and plays over at first. Today is in center field for Paul Twenge, head coach. Bit of trivia. Paul Twenge, the Minnetonka head coach, is from the same hometown of Dave Lee, host of the morning news on WCCO radio. Shoemaker leads off with a solid single up the middle. First hit of the game for the Skippers comes here to lead off the third inning, and that was a solid knock right up the middle on Sam Goodman. And Goodman just ducked out of the way, and that went right over the bag into center field and was flagged down by Riley Johnson. He quickly got it back. And now the number 9 hitter, TJ Rogers, the left fielder for Minnetonka, digs in. Goodman looks over to the runner at first and delivers. Outside, quick throw down to first. Not in time. Eric Pearson, a good job to knock that one down and keep it from going into right field. Quick throw from Smith. And Shoemaker dives back. There's another one low and away, knocked down by Smith. 2-0 now the count to TJ Rogers. Rogers, a 5'11", 170-pound junior. A lot of juniors on this Minnetonka team. There's a fastball high and away as Goodman's had a hard time finding the strike zone in this at bat. He gave up the solid leadoff knock to Shoemaker and now falls behind 3-0 to Rogers. Shoemaker gets his lead over at first. Sam Goodman's pitch. Oh, called strike. Just caught the outside corner. It was one of those where Rogers, I think, thought he earned his walk, but Mike Fioravanti, the home plate umpire, said, get back here. 3-1 now. Goodman checks the runner. Runner goes. This one's low and inside, skips away. Doesn't matter. Shoemaker moves down to second base on the walk. Rogers down to first, and now 2 on, nobody out. And Goodman's going to get a visit from catcher Derek Smith. They're going to talk it over, and Smith, first senior catcher, certainly a leader on this team, just settle things down. And back to the top of the order, and Jack Kuzma. Kuzma, one of the seniors on this team, 6'1", 180-pounder. Plays shortstop, day in, day out for Minnetonka. And he scored the lone run. On the game today for Goodman, 5 strikeouts and a couple of walks. That leadoff walk to start the game came back to haunt Goodman. He'll check the runner down at second and come to the plate. Way up high, all the way to the backstop. It's going to allow the runners to move up. So the wild one from Kuzma, or the wild one from Goodman to Kuzma, allows Shoemaker to go to third and Rogers to second. And just like that, Minnetonka is threatening. And now there was something over there that Minnetonka head coach and third base coach Paul Twenge didn't like. Oh no, wait a minute, they say they got him. But Shoemaker was called out over there when Shoemaker came off the bag. So how about that? What a throw by Smith. We'll call it 2-5 on the putout. Big break there, so that's got one away. Rogers at second, and the batter is Kuzma. And he looks at a strike. Big turn of events for the Rebels. It was really a close play, but our replay showed that Shoemaker did come off the bag, and Yerkes put the tag on him. So Smith down to Yerkes. Big out. Now an off-speed pitch. Catches his own. And now the Minnetonka threat not quite as big, with one away and a runner at second. What a play by Smith on that throw down there. There's a fastball that misses. Boy, Smith really showed off his arm, and Yerkes was in a good spot, and he stuck with the tag. And I think what Paul Twenge was talking about is, you know, at what point in time do you call the play dead and the guy's safe on the bag? Boy, that one, little number out in front of the plate. Smith up, makes a throw in time. Boy, oh boy, Smith really showing off his defensive skills here. Good play on Kuzma there, a little number in front of the plate. He grabbed it, 2-3 on the putout, now 2 away. The runner Rogers moves up to third, and that's going to bring up Steiger. Steiger struck out in the first, one of 5 strikeout victims for Sam Goodman, the Champlin Park Rebels starter. So the Rebels have been able to kind of dance out of trouble here in this third inning and maintain that 3-1 lead. And you can thank the catcher, Derek Smith. Steger digs in. That one a little low, 1-0. Good fundamental block there by the catcher, Derek Smith. Once again, Central Michigan in his future, it looks like. Here's a little chopper toward third. Into the coach's box. Grabbed by Paul Twenge over there. Run over there at third base, T.J. Rogers.
Let's go, guys. Good job, Ted. Here you go, man.
Sam Goodman winds and delivers.
Hey, good eye.
Breaking ball a little bit low. Boy, that curveball had some north-south on it. Here's Sam Goodman. Here's Goodman's pitch. Lifted in the air, high and out of play. And now 2-2. So Goodman within a pitch, dancing out of it for the Rebels here in the third inning, leading 3-1. They grabbed the lead with 2 in the top of the third. Rebels 3 runs, 4 hits. Minnetonka 1 run, 1 hit. That hit coming this inning. Here's Goodman's pitch. Oh boy, low bridge. Diving out of the way is Steiger. That low bridge term is one that the late great Herb Carneal used now and again on Twins broadcasts, and I think that's a good way to put it. You got to get out of the way of the low bridge. Steiger battling, 3-2 now. Way up high, and he draws a walk. And if there's been a concern in this game for Sam Goodman, it's been the walk. That's the third walk, second in the inning. And now with runners at the corners, that's going to bring up Darren Brush, the first baseman. Brush struck out looking in the first. He's 0 for 1. Brush, 6'2", 205-pound junior. Plays outfield, catch a little bit. And, of course, today down at first base. Now Goodman sees the runner go, and that one's fouled straight back, 0-1. Now the runner will go back down to first. And can't imagine on this chilly day, Steiger minds a wind sprint here and there. Stay loose. Once again, the breeze switching a little bit. Almost blowing in now straight from right. Not a strong breeze, but on a day like today, it's got some bite. Pitch to Brush, swung out and missed, throw down to first. Knocked down beautifully by Pearson. And Rogers had to stay at third base for Minnetonka. He thought about it, but he stayed put. 3-1 Rebels, bottom of the third. And just as I mentioned, the wind had picked up. But we haven't seen any raindrops as of late. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Here's Goodman's pitch. Down in the dirt, 1-2. I was sitting for a while, and now I'm standing, trying to keep the blood flowing a little bit into the legs. Here's a 1-2. That's down in the dirt. Nice block by Smith. Boy, he's been tremendous this inning. One of the reasons the Rebels are hanging on to that 3-1 lead. He has been stellar behind the plate. Steiger moves up to second. Rogers at third. And the batter is Brush. In the bottom of the third. Goodman's pitch. Oh, didn't miss by much. Pretty good pitch. Rebels wanted it. Didn't get it. And now the count goes full. A big spot here for Sam Goodman. A pitch away from getting out of the inning or a pitch away from loading him up. Goodman to Brush. Called strike 3. His 6th strikeout of the game is a big one. And the Rebels dance out of trouble in the third. And after 3 innings of play, Champlin Park leads Minnetonka 3-1. We'll be back in a moment.
Loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Welcome back to Minnetonka on this cloudy, chilly day, this Thursday. Season opener for the Rebels, and so far so good. As you can see, Champlin Park, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Minnetonka, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. Sam Goodman, 3 solid innings of work today. Meanwhile, for Minnetonka, big Jimmy Ramsey's done a pretty nice job, but the top of the Rebels order has done damage. Couple of doubles and runs scored for Cole Albers. There's Albers, his first booming double of the game. He comes around to score. Wild pitches cost the Rebels. Back to live action. And Sam Goodman grounds out quickly.
The catcher, Derek Smith.
For the first out. And that's going to bring up Derek Smith, the catcher, who was so great behind the plate defensively. Boy, he battled and battled. There in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Looks at ball number 1. Jimmy Ramsey in his 4th inning of work. Delivers down low, ball 1. Smith struck out in inning number 2. That one's fouled back to the screen. That got in on the hands. Might need a minute to shake that one off. 2-1 now the count. This one's chopped on the ground toward short. Charged by Kuzma. Throw to first in time. Nice play by Kuzma. Got behind it. Charged it. And Smith now 0 for 2, and that'll bring up Jeff Wilagi.
The second baseman, Jeff Wilagi.
And Wilagi lined out to the pitcher to end inning number 2. So it's really kind of been a tale of every other inning for Jimmy Ramsey. Gave up a run in the first. Set the Rebels down 1-2-3 in the second. Gave up a couple in the third. Now is a chance to dance out of it. But Wilagi drives one into the right field corner. This will go for extra bases. 2, maybe 3. Let's see. Throw to third. Not in time. Wilagi beat it. And that's going to bring out Paul Twangy. Oh, boy. The throw beat him clearly to the bag. The tag put down by pass, and they say not in time. And you saw it on our replay. It was a bang-bang play, but the throw clearly beat him to the bag. And now the umpires say, yeah, he slid around the tag. If he did, and apparently he did, Wilagi with the second triple of the game for the Rebels. 2 doubles, 2 triples today. And now with a runner at third and 2 out, Hunter Yerkes has a chance to drive in a run. Ramsey's pitch swung on and missed. Good fastball up high. There's that. And he just got around the tag. Pass couldn't believe it. Twangy couldn't believe it as he popped out of the dugout. This one slapped foul down the right field line. Just foul. Now 0-2 to Hunter Yerkes, the Rebels' third baseman. Boy, good job by our camera crew getting a couple of really good looks at that one. So now Minnetonka has had really 2 plays go against them. One in the bottom of the third, one here in the top of the fourth. Here's a pitch to the backstop. And that's going to allow Wilagi to score. Wild pitch nets the 4th run of the game for the Rebels. And the catcher there, Lavorsi, said it got stuck in the padding, and it did, but the home plate umpire said, no dice, sorry, run's going to count. As you can see right there on our replay, it went right into the padding. So Wilagi the triple and the wild pitch scores a run, 4-1 Champlin Park, and now the rain begins to come down. We've seen the wind pick up. And now maybe on some of our microphones you can hear the rain, but clearly it started to blow. And then to end the inning, Ramsey strikes out Yerkes. That's his 4th strikeout of the game, but the Rebels get a run on a hit, and after 3.5, lead it 4-1. And of course, here at Minnetonka, there is cover for the fans as they move under the cover and stay out of the raindrops. No such luck for the players. And this is probably as hard as it's rained since we got to the ballpark. I know our crew is here pretty early this afternoon. I arrived about an hour before game time at about 3:30, and it rained very lightly, and then it stopped. And now that rain has picked up again. And we've seen the wind gradually pick up. Once again, I said earlier, it was moving really from the right field corner out to the left field corner as we face southwest here at Minnetonka. And now this wind is blowing a lot more in from right field as the game progresses. So we head for the bottom of the 4th inning, and Minnetonka trying to battle back in this game against Sam Goodman. By the way, Rebel activity in the bullpen. Alex Bagrachis for Champlin Park, the right-hander warming, the senior. Another one of those key guys. Another guy who's going to pitch a lot this year, Aaron Kleppner. Bagrachis right now warming in the Rebels pen. Sam Goodman begins his 4th inning of work and is facing his counterpart, Minnetonka pitcher Jimmy Ramsey. First pitch fouled back, 0-1. Boy, Ramsey paints the black with that one. Caught the outside corner of the left-handed batting Ramsey. And now it's 0-2. Once again, as we get rain and wind here at Minnetonka. Oh, there's a fastball high into the strike zone. Ramsey doesn't like it. He strikes out looking for the 2nd time of the game. 7th strikeout in the game for Rebel starter Sam Goodman. And now it's going to bring up catcher Ben Lavorsi. He struck out looking to lead off the second. He's 0 for 1. How about that? Sam Goodman today, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks for the Rebels today. Giving up a run and a hit. First one misses, down low, 1-0. More and more rain continues to fall. Goodman's pitch. This is hit in the air to right, but right at Loven, and Loven puts it away. Almost right at Zach Loven. He was positioned beautifully for that one. I don't think Loven moved more than about 2 steps to grab that one. 2 up, 2 down for Minnetonka here in the bottom of the 4th. That's going to bring up third baseman Pearson. Pass, grounded out. 2 second. Walagi snared it. There's a breaking ball strike for Goodman. Can maybe hear those raindrops on our microphones. There's one that misses high and away. 1-1 now the count. Minnetonka's leadoff walk in the bottom of the 1st turns into a run. That's been it. Their only hit in the game comes back in the 3rd inning. That was a leadoff single for Nate Shoemaker. Other than that, Goodman's locked him down. There's a curveball missing up high. Didn't miss by much. Nobody on, couple out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Once again, Champlin Park leading the opener against Minnetonka 4-1. Number 3 ranked Skippers won their opener against Buffalo earlier in the week. Now there's a good fastball, swung on and missed. Bypass. But I think Corey Davis got to be thrilled with what he's got from Goodman today. He's just been outstanding. 2-2. Chopped on the ground by the pitcher. Yerkes charges and throws him out. Nice play by Yerkes. And Minnetonka goes 3 up, 3 down. 4 in the books. Champlin Park leads Minnetonka 4-1. We'll be back in a moment.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. A chilly, rainy, early April day. Boy, we've been dealing with a lot of that. And what's funny about that, the way this spring started back in March, we thought, oh, we're going to have an early spring. We're going to have a lot of great weather. But, boy, all the spring sports teams have really been dealing with crummy weather as of late.
We're up to code.
And we're fortunate to get it in today. Yeah, they were going to play this one once again tonight at 6:30, but they decided to move it up, and it's probably a good move. I can't imagine being out here after dark tonight as the rain continues to fall, and we've got a breeze. Champlin Park, though, playing pretty well. Once again, they lead it 4-1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. And we got a brand new pitcher for Minnetonka, Sam Thorson. Thorson, 6'2", 195, a junior. In relief of Jimmy Ramsey, who went 4 innings. And of course, responsible for all 4 of those runs on 5 hits. Rebels, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and a single among those 5 hits. And for Champlin Park, top of the order in Cole Albers. Ball 1 to Albers. Albers, what a day. 2 doubles, 2 runs scored. Great way to start the 2016 season. Here's one down low, 2-0. Loven waiting on deck, and then Johnson to follow. Top of the Champlin Park Rebels order. And now Sam Thorson misses for the 3rd straight time to start his work here in the 5th. He winds and delivers. That one low and away, skips all the way to the backstop, and a leadoff walk for Albers. So quite a day for him. 2 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to bring up Zach Loven.
The right fielder is Zach Loven.
Loven. Loud fly ball to center in the 1st. Hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Scored a run in the 3rd. Loven digs in. Left-handed batter. Thorson has missed with 4 straight bad ones. Make it 5. So Thorson coming into the ball game, needing to throw strikes. Check throw over to first. And Albers gets back easily. Minnetonka, they have a game at Waconia on Saturday, at Chanhassen on Monday. And of course, they're going to try and squeeze in that game that was postponed earlier in the week with Maple Grove. Now we got another one missing low. That's 6 straight bad ones from Sam Thorson in relief here of Jimmy Ramsey for Minnetonka. And now the catcher, Ben Lavorsi, comes out, tries to calm his pitcher down.
Control the lower half, kid.
We'll see if Sam Goodman comes out for the Rebels in the bottom of the 5th inning in this 4-1 ball game. I would assume so, but we'll see how it plays out on this chilly day. Throw over to first again, and the runner Albers gets back. It's a pretty good move over to first. There's a strike. 6 bad ones and then a good one for Thorson here. Well, now he's found it. 2 strikes in a row, evens up the count at 2-2. Zach Loven, batter. The runner down at first, Cole Albers, leadoff walk. Riley Johnson waiting on deck for Champlin Park. Leading it 4-1 here in the season opener. We'll talk about their upcoming schedule in a moment. There's a throw over to first. They want to keep Albers close. Next Tuesday, Champlin Park will be at Osseo. That's a 4:30 game, and I believe that is a game here on QCTV. On the 14th, they take on Maple Grove at Champlin Park. Here's a loud foul out of play. Boy, that was really stung by Loven. Right over the Rebels dugout. They put a charge in that one. So next Tuesday at Osseo, week from today, home to Maple Grove, and then a week from tomorrow at Bloomington Jefferson. It doesn't get any easier. Monday the 18th, they host Eden Prairie. And on Tuesday the 19th, there's another one spoiled foul. take on Coon Rapids, and of course Coon Rapids, very good baseball over the years. They have such an outstanding youth program in Coon Rapids. They've got wonderful facilities and storied program at Coon Rapids. So tough schedule to start for the Rebels, but against number 3 Minnetonka, doing well today. Here's Sorensen's pitch, hit on the ground, could be 2. And it is. Steiger to Kuzma. Over to first in time.
Center fielder Riley Johnson.
Brush. Steiger, Kuzma, Brush. And the pitcher's best friend, so the leadoff walk. No big deal. Nobody on, 2 away. And Riley Johnson will be the batter. Looks at 1 low and away. You know, it's funny, you see a ball on the ground, especially even on a wet day today here on the turf. That was just tailor-made. Here's one smashed. Fair! Could be another extra base hit for the Rebels. Oh, they rule it foul. Boy, that was close. Riley Johnson. I thought that was the 3rd double of the game for the Rebels. Of course, 2 triples. This one's really close. Fooled me. Just a loud strike, 1-1. Now 1-2. So Thorson in relief here in the 5th. Done a pretty good job. Came out shaky, gave up the walk, got the double play ball, and now close to getting out of it. Here's one chopped on the ground to Kuzma. Charges, throws in the dirt, not in time. Riley Johnson down the line, gonna pick up a hit. That'll go as a hit. 6th of the game for the Rebels. Boy, great hustle by Riley Johnson down the line digging. What a great scoop by Brush over there to dig it out of the turf. A la Ken Herbeck at the Dome back in the day. That's not easy. And now that brings up Eric Pearson, first baseman for the Rebels. Throw down to second, not in time. He got his hand back on the bag. Boy, that was close. He's straight off the bag and was fighting and clawing to get back. So
First baseman Eric Pearson.
boy, he barely got back to the bag, overslid it. Here's a look at it again. He was fighting and clawing and just got the right hand on the bag. Great job by our crew to get that replay. Pearson digs in. Had that triple. And of course, had the sac fly RBI in the first that brought home Albert's first run of the season for the Rebels. And then it had that triple, 1 of 2 triples on the day. So he had a very good day at the plate as well. And I'm surprised they haven't put that a hit on the board. Johnson getting on base. I just don't see an error on the shortstop or the first baseman. So it should be 4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. And like I say, they got an error on the board. Boy, that's a tough call if it is. There's one way upstairs. 1-2 now the count. We're in the top of the 5th. Champlin Park leads their opener 4-1. Pearson at the plate. Klepner waiting on deck. If we get there, there's a little flare out to second, and it's stabbed by Steiger. Good play by Steiger. And Minnetonka gets out of the inning without any damage. Champlin Park.
1 hit, 1 error, 1 left base after 4.5. Rebels lead 1.
4-1, Champlin Park leads it. Minnetonka coming to the plate.
Hi, baseball fans. This is Charlie Chase. You know the words. Listen.
Minnetonka stretch time here at Minnetonka, by the way. Maybe you can hear Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the background. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Minnetonka as they try and get back into it. Jake Genzer, Nate Shoemaker, and T.J. Rogers. It'll be the bottom of the order for Minnetonka. And it looks like Sam Goodman's going to come out and pitch. The 5th inning for Champlin Park, and why not? On the game today, 7 strikeouts, giving up 3 walks today. And now it looks like the rain has finally let up again. There's a few drips here and there, but it looks like what rain we did get has stopped. And the wind once again, generally from the right field corner over to the left field corner here at Minnetonka. They've really got a great facility. This is about as good a facility as you're going to find anywhere in the state for high school baseball. Not only with the inclement weather in the spring and the field turf, but they've got a tremendous grandstand area once again. Part of the grandstand area covered with a roof. They have a nice concession area here at Minnetonka, so just a beautiful facility. And here we go to the bottom of the 5th. Sam Goodman out for his 5th inning of work, the starter. And he'll face Jake Genzer, the right fielder. First pitch fouled back to the screen. You know, Goodman is giving up 3 walks, and generally that can be a problem. And the leadoff walk to start the game scored for Minnetonka, but since then, 2 additional walks, and they haven't come back to haunt him. And pitch down low. After the game, I think I'm going to visit the official score and wonder about that error. I'm not so sure about that. I did not see an error in that inning on the shortstop or the first base, but it's a tough call. Here's one fouled straight up into the air toward the backstop, ends up landing in the bleachers. Smith came back for a look. Outstanding Rebels catcher Derek Smith, but no chance on that one. So we'll see what their thinking is on that one in the top of the 5th inning. I thought that was a hit all the way.
Yeah, Gus.
But we'll see. Here's Genzer. Genzer struck out to end the 2nd inning. And of course, Smith had to throw it down to Pearson. So it was a drop 3rd strike. Once again, Genzer, Shoemaker, and Rogers here for the Skippers. And there's one that caught him. Genzer got hit by a pitch. Didn't hit him hard, just nicked him inside.
Center fielder Nate Shoemaker.
And now center fielder Nate Shoemaker is going to dig in. Now a visit from the dugout. Corey Davis is going to come out and talk to his starter, Sam Goodman. We're going to see if we're going to get a switch here. I would assume Genzer could be on the move pretty quickly. They might test catcher Derek Smith's arm fairly quickly. And I think that's it for Goodman. Goodman's going to leave after 4+. And we got a new pitcher in the game for the Rebels. Bakradzis comes into the game for Champlin Park. Alex Bakradzis, senior right-hander, in relief of Sam Goodman. And once again goes 4+. Gave up a run, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and just a hit. And the hit batsman.
Pitching for the Rebels, number 3, Alex Backridge.
So he takes his warm-up tosses. You've got the outfielders for the Rebels in a conference. You got the infielders holding court. Well, Bakradzis. Here's the upcoming games for Champlin Park. We talked about it a little earlier. Here you can see it for yourself. Next Tuesday, they'll be at Osseo, 4:30 game. Then home to a very good Maple Grove team 1 week from today. And then a week from tomorrow, the 15th, at Bloomington Jefferson. Doesn't get any easier. Eden Prairie will come to Champlin Park High School on Monday the 18th. And then on Tuesday the 19th, they'll be at Coon Rapids. All 4:30 starts. And once again, I think Taylor in the truck can confirm. I think that Osseo game is on QCTV. Am I? Yep, we've got it live for you. Next Tuesday at Osseo, beginning at 4:30. And hopefully for the crew, we'll get a warmer day. The sun will be shining, temps in the 60s. I think everyone on our QCTV crew would agree a warmer, drier day will be in order next Tuesday at Osseo. All right, Beck Radji's has his warm-up tosses complete. The right-hander ready to go. Smith behind the plate, runner down at first. Genzer, Shoemaker at the dish. This one gets behind Smith, and the runner will move down to second base. So a wild one there. TJ Rogers waiting on deck for Minnetonka as they try and get back in the ball game. For Champlin Park, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Minnetonka, 1 run, 1 hit, and 1 error. And I'll say a disputed error at this point in time. McRadji's delivers, and that's a called strike. Found the strike zone. And you got to like this mix for Champlin Park. The lefty starter, Goodman. McRadji's the right-hander. A little bit different look. Checks the runner and delivers. Misses away. The 2-1. Up high now, 3-1. So nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th, and Minnetonka maybe feels a rally coming. You know, the one thing the Minnetonka kids miss out on is the opportunity to do field maintenance. You go by practice in Champlin Park after each and every workout, they're fixing up the field. Not so much here with all field turf. And that's a walk. So Janser gets hit by a pitch. Shoemaker walks. And Minnetonka has runners at first and second and nobody out. Left fielder TJ Rogers is going to dig in with a chance to get Minnetonka right back in the ball game. They scored a run in the first, nothing since. They have their only hit came in the 3rd inning. He squares to bunt, lays it down. Bakraji's off the mound, throws to first in time, but the runners move up. Nice sacrifice there by Rogers. 1-3 on the putout. But Genzer moves up to 3rd. And Shoemaker to 2nd. We'll go to the top of the order, and Jack Kuzma, the shortstop, will dig in. With 2 runners in scoring position and a base hit for Minnetonka will get them right back in the ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. Bakraji's pitch down low. This is by far and away Minnetonka's biggest threat of the ball game. It's a little off-speed pitch, catching the strike zone.
All you do is just go, kid. Go.
Here's one chopped on the ground to 3rd. Yerkes grabs it, throws on the run to 1st, gets the out. The run scores, it's 4-2. So Yerkes on the run, throws out Kuzma, 5-3. Genzer scores. Shoemaker to 3rd, and that'll bring up Gus Steiger.
The second baseman, Gus Steiger.
Steiger struck out on the first, walked in the third. Now he has a chance to pull the Skippers within one with a base hit and one away. Make that two away. That one fouled off to the right. He loses his helmet. This one lifted in the air to left. Hard charging is Klepner, and he puts it away for the third out. So, good job by Bagragis.
1 run, no hits, no errors, 1
A 1 run, no hits, and 1 left on base after 5 complete. Champlin Park leads Minnetonka 4-2.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to Minnetonka. 5 in the books. Champlin Park leads it 4-2. Minnetonka has been able to scratch out a couple of runs on just 1 hit in this game. Beginning the hit came, they didn't score. They've been able to parlay a walk, a leadoff walk in the first into a run, and then a hit batsman into a run in the 5th. So the hit the Rebels gave up didn't hurt them. We go to the top of the 6th. Aaron Klepner leads it off for Champlin Park. Aaron Klepner, Sam Goodman, Derek Smith. Klepner falls in an 0-2 hole. Sam Thorson in, pitching his 2nd inning of work. In relief of Jimmy Ramsey. And his pitch misses high, 1-2. Klepner today, 0 for 2. Struck out to end the first and grounded out to first in the 3rd inning. That one down low, 2-2 now to Klepner. He's battled back to even the count. Klepner looking for his first hit of the season. That one misses away. Klepner, a key guy, batting in the 5 hole, playing in left field. He's going to pitch a little bit this year. Probably pitch a fair amount for Corey Davis this year. And that's a called strike 3. Oh, Klepner didn't like it. He jogs back to the dugout. First strikeout for Thorson, 5th for Minnetonka pitching, and that's going to bring up Sam Goodman, today's starting pitcher, now slides into the DH role. Goodman 0 for 2. Lined out to center field in the 2nd. Grounded out to second in the 4th inning. 4-2 Champlin Park. There's a swing and a miss. Thorson's done a really good job. He came into the game last inning, 6 straight bad ones. Then has really settled down. Now the rain's picked up again a little bit. Oh, and he strikes out Goodman quickly. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the top of the 6th, and that's going to bring up catcher Derek Smith. Smith caught looking in the 2nd, grounded out to short in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. And now Thorson delivers up high. Once again, you can maybe hear the raindrops falling again. Here's a fastball missing 2-0. That one catches his own, now 2-1, up high. Of course, baseball's moved to 4 classes this year. In 4A, the #1 team, Chanhassen, in the preseason poll. There's a strike, 2-2. Eden Prairie 2, Minnetonka 3, Lakeville North 4, Mounds View 5, Wayzata 6, Maple Grove 7, Anoka 8, Prior Lake 9, Chaska rounds out the top 10. Rebels are 16 in that preseason poll. A lot of quality competition again this year in the Northwest Suburban. First we talked Maple Grove, Anoka, Champlin Park, Centennial, ranked number 12. Boy, how about that? Thorson strikes out the side as Smith goes down. 3 up, 3 down for the Rebels. And after 5.5, Champlin Park leads at 4-2. St. Michael Albertville is 11, Centennial 12, Grand Rapids 13, Totino Grace 14, Armstrong is 15. Then you've got Champlin Park, Cretin-Durham Hall, Stillwater, Shakopee, and Blaine rounding out the preseason top 20. So you can see by the schools listed there, there's a lot of quality in the new 4A, and particularly in the Northwest Suburban. So it's going to be a battle for the Rebels all season long. A lot of very good opponents on the schedule this year. And I think the move to 4A creates a little space for the schools in the next tier down. Kind of like when 6A football was created once upon a time. There was the idea that you would have more opportunities for those 5A schools that kind of lived in the shadow of the big schools for football, and I think there's a thought that'll happen in baseball. To give you an example, in the new 3A for baseball, Alexandria 1, Rocori 2, Matamidi 3, Bemidji 4, Northfield 5. There was a thought among the largest schools in the state that maybe they were overshadowing that next tier of schools. And that's why once upon a time, not all that long ago, we saw an additional class created in football. And we're ready to move to the bottom of the 6th inning. And we have a pinch hitter here, Matt Haas. Grounds to second. And Jeff Wolagi's throw over to first, down in the dirt. Pearson couldn't dig it out. And Haas, pinch hitting, reaches on an error, and that's going to be an error all the way on Wolagi. Throw down in the dirt, Pearson couldn't dig it out, and as a result, Haas reaches. And that's going to bring up the game's DH, the starting pitcher earlier, Jimmy Ramsey. First error of the game on the Rebels, allows the leadoff man, and then a throw down from the catcher Smith to Pearson. Almost caught Haas napping a little bit. So Haas, 6'4", 200-pound junior, gets into the ballgame and makes an impact, reaches on an error. And now Alex Agragi's right-handed pitcher for the Rebels in his second inning of work as he tries to close out a Rebels opening day win. As we mentioned, number 3 ranked Minnetonka already 1-0. They beat Buffalo 10-3 in their opener. Here's one fouled out of play by Ramsey. Ben Lavoie, the catcher, waiting on deck. We've got, once again, more rain falling here at Minnetonka. This one lifted high and foul out of play. So Haas comes into the game, reaches on an error. And now Minnetonka back in business. 2 runs, 1 hit. The Rebels 4 runs on 5 hits. This pitch skips away from Smith, but he's quickly able to retrieve it. As a result, the runner won't advance. With nobody out, I don't think Minnetonka or head coach Paul Twenge want to gamble there. I don't think they want to test Smith's arm in that spot. Count is full. Bakraji's trying to come to the plate. A hold down a Minnetonka threat. This one's lifted, fouling out of play by Ramsey. He's been able to put a charge in a few of those, but well out of play. The count will ride along at 3-2. 4-2 Rebels here. Minnetonka batting in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one skips to the plate and a walk for Ramsey. And now Minnetonka with runners at first and second and nobody out will bring catcher Ben Lavorsi to the plate. And now Corey Davis is going to head back out to the mound, and they're going to talk about some strategy here. So relief pitcher Alex Bakraji's in a little bit of trouble here in relief of starter Sam Goodwin. Goodwin had a really good line, 4+. He faced the first batter of the 5th inning. Jake Genzer hit Genzer with a pitch. He came around to score. But in his 4+ innings of work, 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. Gave up just the 1 run. So a solid start for Goodman. And now the huddle is over and everyone settles back in. And catcher Ben Lavorsi will dig in from the left side against right-handed pitching Alex Bakraji. A check throw out to second base, but nobody's going to throw it out there in that spot as he chases Matt Haas back. Haas, of course, came into the game as a pinch hitter to start this inning and got on base by way of error. Minnetonka's been able to parlay a leadoff walk in the ball game into a run in the 1st and a hit batter into a run in the 5th. So we'll see what they do here with the leadoff error. Sky's lightening up a little bit here at Minnetonka, but the rain continues to fall and the wind continues to blow on this chilly day. He's going to lay down a bunt. Pitcher off the mound, throw to first. Plenty of time. Runners move up. A textbook sacrifice there for Lavorsi. 1-3 on the play. That moves Haas to third. Ramsey to second. And that'll bring up Pearson Pass, the third baseman. Pass is grounded out a couple of times. Chopper to second in the 2nd inning. And grounded out to third in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. And Alex Bakraji. Champlin Park pitcher delivers. Oh, inside of the plate, strike 1. Back pass off. And it was still a called strike. Mike Fioravanti, the home plate umpire, has been given the corners today. Here's a check swing and a strike. Quickly 0-2 hole there for Pass. This would be a big, big spot for the Rebels. With runners at second and third and 1 out. Leading 4-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This one's fouled back to the screen. Count rides along at 0-2. Another option for Champlin Park if they need to go that way. Aaron Kleppner out in left field could come into pitch, I suppose. He figures to be a guy that's going to get innings. after Goodman's solid start today. Bagraji's pitch, swung on and miss. Big strikeout there for the Rebels. Pass goes down swinging. First strikeout for Bagraji's. 8th for Rebels pitching in the ball game today. That's going to bring up right fielder Jake Genzer. Genzer struck out in the 2nd, got hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 5th. Comes up in a big spot here with 2 out in the bottom of the 6th. Looks at strike 1. Well, if the Rebels could get out of this, it'd be just 3 outs away from their first win of the season, and more importantly, winning their season opener against number 3 Minnetonka. Great way to start the campaign. This one's lined back up the middle into center field for a base hit. This will score 2 and tie the ball game. Haas scores from 3rd, Ramsey from 2nd. Big 2 RBI single for Jake Genzer, and we're tied at 4. Solid hit. Got by Walagi and into center field. We got a brand new ball game with a runner at first. Nate Shoemaker, center fielder. Had a single and a walk today. Runner goes down to 2nd. Thrown out in time. Skips in there. Genzer has a stolen base, and now Minnetonka has the go-ahead run as far as 2nd base with 2 away. If Shoemaker is able to reach, we go to the bottom of the order in TJ Rogers. And now we've got Corey Davis out to check on his 2nd baseman. And Walagi may have taken a bad hop throw off the chin there as they check on him. I know that throw down to 2nd skipped in on him funny and may have caught him. He's going to stay in the ball game. But Corey Davis, the Rebels head coach, came out to check on him. So now, Champlin Park trying to keep this ball game tied at 4. Shoemaker back in there. Bagraji's on the mound. Quick glance at the runner and comes to the plate. This one's slapped on the ground. Walagi has it and throws on to first to get the out. Shoemaker retired 4-3, and after 6 innings of play, we're tied at 4. We'll be back to Minnetonka in a moment.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
It is a chilly Thursday in Minnetonka, season opener for the Champlin Park Rebels, and they're going toe-to-toe with the number 3 ranked team in the state, the Minnetonka Skippers. 4-4. Champlin Park, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Minnetonka, 4 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. Champlin Park has used extra base hits, couple of doubles for Cole Albers, 2 runs scored. They've had a couple of triples today. And now the Rebels are trying to get back to the top of that order. Here in the top of the 7th, Jeff Walagi, Hunter Yerkes, and then the leadoff man, Cole Albers. And of course, that top of the Rebels order has been dangerous all day as they face Sam Thorson, who's come in relief and done a good job. His 3rd inning of work now. Once again, Walagi Looks like a couple of bad ones. And that's been the thing about Thorson. He's struggled with his control at times, but is able to keep Champlin Park off the board. Now he comes in with a strike. Champlin Park are running the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Minnetonka 1 in the first, 1 in the fifth, and then of course 2 in the bottom of the sixth to tie it up. Loggy waves at one there, and now it's 2-2. Sam Thorson struck out the side in the 6th inning. Trying to keep that string going here. There's a little foul as Loggy stays alive. Champlin Park a year ago started the season with 3 wins in a row. That one misses up high, now a full count. Jeff Willagi, the second baseman, trying to get on base any way he can. Here's one hit right back up the middle into center field for a solid hit. Willagi's second hit of the day. They lined out to the pitcher in the second, had a triple and scored a run in the fourth, and now it's a leadoff single here in the 7th. Good start. Now that's going to bring Paul Twenge out of the dugout, and I think we're going to get a pitching change here. We're going to see what he does. The leadoff man aboard for the Rebels, their 6th hit of the game. He might be talking about who's going to cover the bag on a steal. He may not make the pitching change here, but I'm sure he's discussing strategy with his guys and how he wants to handle a potential stolen base and who's going to cover the bag and those types of things. Because Hunter Yerkes comes to the plate. Yerkes 0 for 2, strikeout in the third, strikeout in the fourth. He's playing third base for the Rebels today. Comes up in a big spot. Trying to advance that runner and get the go-ahead run into scoring position. He's going to square to bunt. Third baseman comes in, it's pass. He lays it down, it's a beauty. Great bunt with the third baseman right in his kitchen, and he laid it down. And a tremendous job by Yerkes. 5-3 on the sacrifice there. And Willagi moves to second, and what was unusual about that play is that there was no one rotating around to cover third. Looked like for a moment Willagi could have made it all the way around to third, throw down to first. But as you see on the play, there was no one behind him over at third base. And nevertheless, with one away and a runner at second base. Albers is put on base. He gets the intentional walk, and that brings up Zach Loven with runners at first and second. This one smashed down the right field line. This will score 1, maybe 2. Willagi scores. Albers headed for the plate. He'll score. Throw to third in time. As Loven tried to stretch the double into a triple, but Champlin Park has a 6-4 lead. Gives Loven the 2 RBI double, and then he's thrown out at third base. But now with 2 outs, Champlin Park has a 6-4 lead. How about that? They put Albers on, and Loven smashes in another extra base hit for Champlin Park, their 5th of the day today. And Riley Johnson gets plunked. He gets drilled in the back. He'll take his base, and with 2 away and a runner at first, that's going to bring up Eric Pearson. Well, how this game has turned. And now we're going to get a pitching change here. Paul Twenge is going to go to his bullpen. Sam Thorson's going to come out of there. And it looks like coming into pitch is Bert Hedstrom. Hedstrom will be into pitch for Minnetonka. What a turn of events for the Rebels. They give up a couple of runs in the bottom of the sixth, but they battle back. Let's just give you a quick recap. Jeff Wolagi led off with a single. Hunter Yerk sacrificed him to second. They put Albers on base, and then Zach Loven strokes a big 2 RBI double into the right field corner to score Wolagi and Albers to give the Rebels a 6-4 lead. He was thrown out over at third base trying to stretch that double into a triple, and then Riley Johnson got hit by a pitch, and now we have a pitching change. And on to throw is a lanky 6'5", 195-pound junior in Bert Hedstrom. And one thing we do know is the Rebels are going to go to the bottom of the seventh, trying to protect a 2-run lead in their season opener. So Hedstrom's going to throw here, and he'll face Eric Pearson. Pearson had a sac fly RBI in the first. He had a triple in the third, and then lined out to second base in the fifth. So Pearson's had an effective day for the Rebels today. Boy, oh boy. Champlin Park down the left field line and down the right field line all day on Minnetonka pitching. And they have a 6-4 lead in the top of the seventh. And here comes Pearson with a runner at first. And that's Riley Johnson down there who got hit by the pitch. Throw over to first, not in time. So Bert Hedstrom will get the opportunity. Third pitcher to work today for Minnetonka. There's a pitch that catches the strike zone. And on that pitch, Riley Johnson steals second base. So now the Rebels have a runner at second, 1 out. And Eric Pearson at the plate, and a chance for little Champlin Park insurance right here. Hedstrom's pitch. Breaking ball catches the top of the zone. Nice pitch. Locked up Pearson. And now he's going to deal the 0-2. Good lead for Riley Johnson. He would, I think, easily score in a single here. Here's one lifted in the air to left. Might beat the left fielder Rogers, and it does. All the way to the wall for extra bases. Johnson scores easily. Stand-up RBI double for Eric Pearson, and Champlin Park leads 7-4. How about that? Another extra base hit for Champlin Park today. Third run of the inning for the Rebels, and they lead it 7-4. Well, well, well. Aaron Klepner, who's 0 for 3 today, a couple of strikeouts, has a chance to drive in a run. His buddy Pearson down at second, and there's one away. Hedstrom to the plate. Nice breaking ball on the outside corner. Took something off it and dropped it in there. Good pitch. Klepner trying to get on the Rebels hit parade. They have 7 of them today. Klepner looks at another off-speed pitch. He's in an 0-2 hole. Champlin Park trying to spring an upset in the opener on a chilly day in Minnetonka. Oh, called strike 3. Boy, 3 straight breaking balls find the strike zone, but Champlin Park does some damage. 3 runs in the top of the 7th gives them a 7-4 lead. Here's that line. Champlin Park 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Minnetonka 4 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. And now can the Rebels get the final 3 outs and preserve that victory? As they trot onto the field defensively. Let's talk about that schedule again. A chance to see Champlin Park take on Osseo next Tuesday at 4:30. If you can't make it to the game, you can see it live here on QCTV or at QCTV.org. And then the home opener 1 week from today against Maple Grove at Champlin Park High School at 4:30. And I heard it's going to warm up next week. And good to come out and see the Rebels play. And then 1 week from tomorrow, they're back at Bloomington Jefferson. Monday the 18th against Eden Prairie, and then Tuesday the 19th against Coon Rapids. Meanwhile, Minnetonka, as we pointed out, they'll be at Waconia on Saturday. And then they got a big one with #1 Chanhassen at Chanhassen on Monday. So Minnetonka, tough schedule early in the year. And here we go. Aaron Klepner is going to come out and try and close it for the Rebels. Klepner in from left field. And Alex Agragis, who did pitch the 5th and 6th, goes out to left field. So Agragis in left, Klepner in to pitch here in the 7th. This is it for Minnetonka. TJ Rogers will lead off the inning. Then we'll go to the top of the order. Jack Kuzma and Gus Steiger for Minnetonka. First pitch, down low, 1-0. Aaron Klepner. Of course, 2 big seasons on the Rebels boys basketball team. Here's one smashed to left, right at Agragis. He makes the catch, one away. Well, he hit it hard, but it was right at the Rebels left fielder. And now the Rebels 2 outs away from an opening day victory.
The shortstop, Jack Kuzma.
Kuzma today, 2 for 2, a walk and a run scored. Klepner working quickly, winds and delivers. That one skips in, ball 1. That's been a day of extra base hits for the Rebels. They've doubles, triples. It's really been a lot of fun to watch the Rebels run around out there today. Minnetonka's only managed 2 hits, 4 runs, but just 2 hits today off Rebels pitching. Here's one smashed to third. Gets by Yerkes down at third base. And that was a solid shot, but the Rebels did a good job holding him to a single. So Kuzma has his first hit, just the 3rd for Minnetonka, with 1 on and 1 out. Gus Steiger, the second baseman, will come in. Steiger today has a walk. Otherwise 0 for 2 in 3 trips today. There's an off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Aaron Klepner trying to close it for the Rebels, leading 7-4. There's another off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Of course, we've got a ton of sporting events coming up this spring on QCTV. We talk boys baseball, we got girls softball, we've got boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse as well, all coming up this spring on QCTV. We look forward to bringing you to that. Of course, Anoka, Andover, and Champlin Park teams all featured this spring. And a tip of the cap to our crew today on a chilly, rainy day at Minnetonka. They've done an outstanding job. The 1-2, hit on the ground. Yerkes has it. Throw to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. But the Rebels 1 out away. Steiger reaches on the fielder's choice. Kuzma retired 5-4. And that's going to bring up Matt Haas.
The first baseman, Aaron Brush.
Actually, Aaron Brush. Haas batted. Brush still in that spot. Brush hits it high in the air to shallow left field. The shortstop out, and he's got it. Cole Albers puts it away, and the Rebels win their opener 7-4 today here in Minnetonka. And the Rebels celebrate a big win over number 3 Minnetonka today. Champlin Park 7 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. Minnetonka 4 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error in the ball game today. Let's talk about our player of the game for Champlin Park. And, well, a lot of kudos go around, but Cole Albers today, 3 runs scored, couple of doubles, 2 walks today. Cole Albers, our player of the game, and at the top of the order, really set the tone today with a ringing double to start the ball game. Had another double in the third, and the Champlin Park Rebels use extra base hits all day today and knock off number 3 Minnetonka in the Champlin Park season opener. Minnetonka falls to 1-1. Champlin Park now 1-0 as they enthusiastically celebrate the season opening victory. And a tip of the cap to Champlin Park pitching today. Sam Goodman, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks, and his start today. Good job out of the bullpen for Alex Bakrajis, and then of course Aaron Kleppner closing it out. Minnetonka in the 7th hit the ball hard. The Rebels were in the right spots and go on to get the victory. Once again, Champlin Park coming up Tuesday at Osseo at 4:30. You'll see it here on QCTV and QCTV.org. And a week from today, home against Maple Grove at 4:30. On behalf of our entire crew here in Minnetonka today, it's been a lot of fun. Steve Thompson, once again, reminding you of our final score. Champlin Park 7, Minnetonka 4. Have a great evening.